Hey, my name is Eddie Gordon. I'm the Curator of Education Outreach here at the Art Museum of Southeast Texas.
My name is Crystal Fagan. I'm the Curator of Education Programs.
Are you hungry?
I'm a little hungry.
Like a bag of things?
I would.
Oh, good. What are we going to do with this box when it's empty? You know what? I have an idea.
What?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think maybe so.
I think we need to cut the box up a little bit.
Let's do it.
Okay. So guys, if you're at home and you have an extra box laying around, potato chip box, we're gonna show you a cool art activity you can make with it. We're gonna kind of take a new art activity, which we call acrylic board, and we're gonna turn it into another one. All right. Now, so, this box of work, it needs to be pretty thick. You want the cardboard to be thick, not thin. We're just gonna split this in half because we're gonna make two art activities.
One for me?
One for you, one for me. Should let you cut. You cut a lot straighter than I do.
Oh, I do something better than you?
Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes. All right.
Two pieces.
Two pieces. In just a second, we're going to show you how to make a cool art activity with this. All right. So, guys, what we're going to do is an art activity. It's really called acrylic board, but we're going to use tempera paint and all types of the paint that we just found around. We've kind of mixed the recipe up, and Crystal can kind of explain that.
I know that everyone doesn't always have the same kind of paint at home, but here in the classroom we use like these large things of acrylic paint. But we also have tempera. We're actually going to mix the two today because we're not going to be specific. We're actually trying to have an art activity where you can use what you have. These are craft paints. They're acrylic based, but they're very thin. And these come in a kit with art activities at home. You can water these down too. So really whatever kind of paint you have at home is gonna work. You don't wanna mix an oil base and a water base, but most of us for children's purposes don't have an oil based paint. They're usually acrylic water based.
Right. And here's the key thing. So once it's all mixed, you can choose your colors. In this art activity, I would do no more than 3 colors. I've seen 4, but kind of stick to 3 and kind of like keep them in separate cups because here's the cool thing about them. The color that goes on the bottom typically dominates the piece. It'll be the only one. So make sure when you're picking your color, the color that you want to be the dominant color, you pour in first. So you just kind of pour it in. It's a really cool process.
And we have watered these down to be a little thinner than pancake batter, just with water. We've just mixed them up. We've added a little bit of water. You can see in there, let's see, that they're pretty thin. And we just thinned it out with water. Some paints are thicker than others. This craft paint typically doesn't need as much watering as like the thicker acrylic paints.
Yeah, or tempera. Tempera's another thing.
Yeah.
This is really cool. As you can see how this pulls in. The white kind of goes in. It doesn't mix. This is what's going to make it really fun.
That should be the consistency that can
Right.
just pour.
And watch what happens with the blue when we pour it into the white. It's actually going to drain all the way through, not necessarily go on top. All right. And like I said, this is really fun. But parents, it's messy and kids are going to love it. You're going to love it. So make sure you get a clean space. Make sure you know that you're okay with paint being in that area.
It can be done outside if the weather is nice. That's
well, I'm gonna
fine
let
too.
Miss Crystal. And listen, it's best if you have 2 people. This is kind of a 2-person art activity because I'm gonna do one thing and Miss Crystal's gonna do the next thing. So like what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with the cardboard, kind of on the top. We're gonna flip it over. Miss Crystal's gonna hold it for me. That's gonna be the key. I am going to move it around, just kind of getting it all over the cardboard, and then. In the middle, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do it.
I'm gonna let it go. You gotta hold it, Miss Crystal.
I'm holding it now. Yeah. I'm gonna send this color.
And watch the color as it transforms. You can get it. It's gonna get on your hand. That's the fun part the kids are going to love. You can see now the yellow and the blue. Remember I told you yellow would be the dominant color.
I'm gonna see if I can get some of this blue to go over here so
Right.
I'm not predominant. I'm gonna lean it as hard as I can to try to.
Yeah, and you can, as you lean it, you can see that the blue now is moving down as well. That's the key thing. Is you turn it one way, you'll get the second and third color. So you can change the dominant color to blue or to red by just move. You got to make sure that you don't get too big of a piece of a cardboard because so you have enough paint to complete the art activity. Now,
we also don't want it to get saturated
No.
with paint because we all know what happens if this cardboard gets too wet.
right, and we're using cardboard. We typically use canvas, but this is kind of like if you're home and you're just trying to come up with art activities that you can do that works really good.
Now, what we don't want to do now is lay this on a flat surface because the paint may make it stick and it won't come back up. So what we have done, and you can use anything that you have at home to keep it off of a flat surface so that you're not later scraping it. So we have just used these little cups.
Right.
You can even make little stilts out of the rest of your cardboard that you cut this from. Anything will work as long as you can keep it up and
Right.
off of the table.
And you can absolutely put something underneath it. You know, if it's on the table, it's your kitchen table, you can put a cloth or something and then put the cups on top so the paint doesn't drip onto that space. Now, and you're gonna get paint everywhere. Hey, welcome to Paint 101. Now, here's the key thing. If you do this more than one time with more than one kid, the key thing is what we like to do is I take the bucket and you can take the piece. If you're the parent and you're doing it and you run out of paint, take the piece and just, pour it out or either slop it out and so you can reuse all the colors. And it's kind of remember that you'll have a project from all of your kids' projects. So you'll have the one that has all of their paint in it together if you do this more than once. So it's a really cool way to kind of create different artwork. You're kind of going to recycle your paint use. So this is a cool art activity, something that you can use with paint laying around, cardboard box. We use just a regular chip box. And I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be really fun, really messy. Kids are going to love it.